8:45, welcome back. Joining me this morning, we have Anna Maria Villamarin Lupin with the Parenting Center of the Manning Family Children's, talking about our daily routines and how they help relieve stress or help us reach our goals, especially with our children. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. I'm happy to be here.
Thank you for joining us. I really love this one. I'm a stickler when it comes to routines, and I know how important this is, or at least I'm learning how important it is for our kiddos.
Yeah. And we know how important it is for adults. And so obviously kids in particular, routines are so helpful because they help reduce stress, they help anticipate, they empower them to really learn how to own their schedule and what's coming up. And it also helps reduce power struggles because you can give them a sense of what's coming up and so what's expected, and that can really help with reducing power struggles. So that's a nice byproduct.
And when it comes to ages or, you know, whatever grade the children are in, does that change the routine a bit, or should you still be sticking overall to a routine?
Well, sure. I mean, obviously things are going to change as people get older. So our routines as adults are a little bit different than for a little young person. And of course, babies can benefit from routines too. So if we started, for example, a place to start could be a bedtime routine, which tends to be one of those places that people struggle the most. Yes. And so if you start early and with a baby, for example, and choose the 3 Bs, you know, bath, book, bed. And every day, bath, book, bed, bath, book, bed. As they begin to get older, then you can determine, you know, how many books. You definitely want to set that limit if you don't want to be reading 10 books. But then as they get older, you can begin to empower them to participate in the creation of the routine. So that might be creating the visual, so that it's a drawing of them in the bath, or maybe it's a photo. And then it's a drawing of the book and the number of books. We will read 3 books, and then it'll be time for bed. And so that kind of visual can change as the children get older, and they can start also creating their own routine markers. So maybe it's something that they write down and there's a checklist. If getting out of the house is challenging, start a routine, and as they get older you can have a conversation with them with what works. In order to get here, we want to start here, and then there are the steps. And as they get older, you really want them to participate, because that also teaches efficacy. It makes them feel empowered and owners of their time, and they can also anticipate. And routines can really help lower stress. So when we have good sleep hygiene and a routine around that, we know we sleep better. If we sleep better, we are definitely better humans the next day. It applies to children.
I couldn't agree more. Absolutely. What are some of the things that you see on the other end when maybe there isn't a routine in the household?
So obviously routines make things just a little easier. If it's more chaotic, for example, that would be the extreme. There is nothing to it doesn't give a sense of security. And so that unpredictability, that guessing game, we don't know what's happening next, can really raise stress levels. And that can be then evidenced in behavior, and in behavior that we don't want to see. And that just means that we're just responding, or the child is responding to unpredictability. So particularly as they're younger and as they get older, predictable environments are ideal, but of course, not everything has to be really regimented and in order all the time. Of course, there's flexibility and free flow, and that's the magic, to try to achieve that balance.
I love that. Well, thank you so much. This is very helpful, and I'm sure as we're getting into the school year, it's a good reminder for everyone.
It's great, and the Parenting Center has lots of classes, and you can call us, and we are on the other end of the line for any questions. You don't have to, you don't have to belong or anything. You can just give us a call.
I love that. Accessibility is amazing. We appreciate you so much. And one of those classes you mentioned is tonight. It's the Growing Up for Girls class for ages 9 to 12. Check our website for all of that information.